Hey, let's take a look at the new balance changes. Up here, they're just saying, you know, the color for lasguns is now yellow. That's just lore accurate. Um, that didn't bother me too much. I know it bothered some people. Okay, let's talk about the changes. So, guards got a ton of buffs, as you can see here. I have read through them. I was scared they overbuffed them, but I think it's fine. I think it's in a decent spot. But yeah, let's talk about it. So, Battle line now gives 10 baseline momentum every turn to your whole army, essentially. Um, all the HQ's battle line bonus has been doubled. Here's what's interesting though. Execute gives momentum to everybody around the executed squad or executed soldier. So you can give momentum to your tank. On top of that, it gives a crit chance. So this could be interesting. Castellan, bring it down, gets a slight buff. Tank commander has some changes, so it's more focused on supporting your tanks. Its abilities are changed and really support your tanks now. And your tanks are also cheaper a little tiny bit. So the Leman Russ is 10 to 20 points cheaper. Um, Las Cannon got a nice little buff. Some changes with the optimal ranges. Rogodorn, kind of the same thing, a little not as good though. But the theory is if you combine these with your tank commander on top of the new battle line and momentum buffs, you could be looking at something pretty decent. You might be pigeonholed into playing that type of style as well. I'm not entirely sure. Armored Sentinel, nice buffs. I mean, 125 was kind of crazy in my opinion. The Flamer is nice. The Flamer is very nice for killing chaff for overwatching points. There aren't many things you can overwatch a point with on turn 2 with the Flamer, so that's kind of its secret advantage in my opinion. Chimera got a range increase by 2, fixed its bug. The shock troopers, the guardsmen got changes, so they cost 5 more. They get 1 more shot, and I believe 15 more accuracy. So if you combine this with the Castellan battle line buff, you're looking at a 90% overwatch, 90% accuracy overwatch compared to 65, which is what it was before. So pretty decent. I mean, they're still guardsmen, but also Bayonet got a nerf in the armor piercing. Oh no, got a buff to 4. Okay, okay. This is good. I'm not sure if this is enough though, but they definitely feel more like guardsmen, in my opinion. So I like this. Karsakin got I believe more accuracy. I think just more damage and also more range, especially the volley gun. I think this used to be 6. So this is just a straight up buff. I wish these would have just been cheaper rather than more glass cannony, but it is what it is. As is, I think good players are just going to snipe them down. Uh, yeah, this is something to watch out for. These are just way better. Ogryn's up 10 points, nice. Las Cannon now gets the heavy plasma treatment, where they can only target 1 unit in the squad. That makes a lot of sense. It should have been like this in the beginning. Autocannon still feels really funky to me. Still kind of bad. The Overwatch is better though, so maybe there's a scenario where you want more Overwatch. This could be it. Missile launcher buffed, even better now. Good. Um, Here's what's OP. So this is kind of funny. So your Psyker gets momentum on spell cast. So if you wanted to, you could use a spell turn 1, and then probably Night Shroud or something else turn 2. That could give you 40 momentum, and then plus your 20 momentum up here from your battle line buff. I'm not sure if you get army cohesion buffs as well, but you could be sitting at like I don't know the numbers, but definitely 60, if not 80 momentum on turn 2, which is pretty OP. Especially if you snag something good with this accuracy debuff, this might be sure this Psyker might straight up be OP. Might be the best unit in your army. And the attacks are great too. So if this surges with, I guess, four attacks now, this could be pretty interesting. Basilisk got some interesting changes. Now you can target a tile rather than a unit. So that's good, I guess, for shooting in Fog of War, or if you're looking for a stealth unit. Up here, 10% accuracy. You can now use the 10% accuracy buff with your other buffs, so that this is just a straight up buff. I'm not sure if it's enough though. It's still kind of questionable. We'll see with the Basilisk. We'll see. Uh, Gretchen catching a stray bullet here, getting nerfed. 275 accuracy from 90. I'm curious why this change got triggered. I don't think they were that good before. I mean, it's kind of funny. Necron. So this is what I want to go on a little bit of a rant with this. So Necrons are OP in my opinion. I see them in every single finals I've been to, every single one except for one tournament. I've seen them 8 games in a row in the upper bracket. I've personally never lost with them. I think they are banana bonkers, broken, but and they always get these little tiny. It's funny they've as long as I've played, they've always gotten nerfed every single patch, but like a tiny one, like a tiny nerf that doesn't even matter, and also a buff. Every time they get nerfed, they get buffed. I don't even know. I got a feeling the Necron player is on the balance team. That's my theory. But basically, the Scarab drop now can no longer one-shot HQs, which it never should have. But this doesn't affect the top though. This doesn't affect good players because good players had their HQ hiding in the back of the map, so this doesn't happen, or far away, or with their back turned to a wall or something. So this doesn't affect good players. This only affects bad players, which is still good. This is a good change. Also, they can no Necron the Scarab drop can no longer one shot your back point, which is great. I would have liked to see a different Necron nerf, even just a whole army nerf. To be honest with you, this doesn't change anything. I think I could still win every single game with Necron with just using their 2 CP ability, or even using this just to snag points as player 2. So let me know what you think about Necrons um, in the comments. I think everyone I've talked to knows they're OP, but I mean here they are. Bug fixes. Looks like a lot of bug fixes. Something's changed to Grays, which is nice. I know Grays makes people angry when it's very unsatisfying when you have a big your big heavy hitter grazing something. It feels really weird. I don't mind it too much, but I know people do. I actually like I like the RNG, but I know people do not like it. So I'm curious to see what this actually does. Um, this might just be for guard though, so who knows? The guard special buff. Now let's talk about what this actually means. I think guard is going to be maybe the same level as Tau. Maybe below Nids a tiny bit. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, they're definitely playable now. This makes it playable. This makes it a lot more playable. I'm kind of on the fence with how I feel about them. They are hard to play, so I'd put guards as the second hardest race to play. So, which means I still haven't mastered them. I don't think anyone's mastered them yet, which is why I'm kind of having conservative opinions about them. And I think everyone is kind of having conservative opinions because they are hard to play. Just like how I wouldn't be, as someone who doesn't play a lot of nids, and when I do play nids, I get rolled. I mean, I can play them okay. But like Guard are kind of the same. They're hard to play, so it's hard to have a strong opinion on them. You'd really have to really master them. If you mastered guard, I think they would be middle of the pack. If you're kind of a guard casual, they're probably not too good still. But who knows? These momentum gains, all these momentum shenanigans with the tank commander and the psyker debuffs, you could get up to some serious shenanigans. So who knows? They could be good. They could be middle of the pack. They could be bad. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this enough? Is this too much? I mean, we're gonna have to see how the momentum plays. But I definitely am a big fan of this patch. Big fan, big fan. I think Necron got away, but I mean that's to be that's to be expected. They always do. Gretchen catching a stray bullet, I think is kind of funny. This is much needed though. This is much needed. All this stuff, all good stuff. All right, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, see ya.